Got hammers like West Ham taxmen. You don't want to see the gang vex, man. Pull up in 2-litre dingers and press that.
Selling bag, going ham in West like Declan Rice. Doing like popcorn, everything nice. Whoa.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Hammers Fund United. Welcome back to the Player Rating Show. Welcome back, Kieran, Harry Geezer. I briefly told Kieran off air that the format of the show, very briefly, yeah. So now he's going to learn. There's a new format to the player ratings on this channel, which was Richard Wharton's idea. He emailed me. I saw it this afternoon, and as I do, I sort of thought, you know what? Let me try and get something whipped up for now. So Kieran is learning this along with you.
Yeah. Richard could have told me as well. I could have had some preparation here.
So, the last email Richard sent me, I didn't quite get as to, but, all in good time. So, I've interpreted it as best I could. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this on the screen, first of all, Kieran, right? And everybody in the chat can see that. Kieran, can you see that?
Yep.
So I am the dealer, and, including the 2 subs and David Moyes, that totals 14 people. And I've dealt 4 kings, 3 queens, 3 jacks, 2 jokers, and 2 aces. Now, you can work it out that the aces are, for today's game, rather than a 1, 7, 8, 9 out of 10, the aces are, the 2 players that were, we needed them today. The kings is, a little bit further behind them. The queens, jacks, and then obviously the jokers are the ones that we could have done without. That makes sense, yeah?
Yeah. Right.
So that means every player we get to, and including David Moyes, whatever you give them, one of them has to be deducted from the hand that I've dealt, which is today's cards. So, for instance, if you give Fabianski a king, you've only got 3 more kings to dish around for the rest of the ratings.
Gotcha.
So,
from a deck of cards then, what you're saying, yeah?
Yeah, so, you got to save those 2 jokers. I could have done 1. I just thought, let me try and even it out. So you watch the game, and everybody in the chat, same applies. So use your cards wisely, basically, which is, in any game of cards, you need to, use them wisely. So let me remove that. Does that make sense, Kieran? Sort of.
Half sense, yeah. I think
so what I'll do is, to help you out is, if you give away, I will deduct it on my phone or whatever, so you kind of know what you're working with. But there's 14 cards in total, including 2 subs, the starting 11, and David Moyes. It's how you use them based off of today's performance.
All right. So you got to attribute a card to every person.
Yes.
All right. Rather than a 7 or an 8 or anything, rather than that.
Yeah.
Right.
So then, now the good thing is I didn't watch the game. I haven't seen the highlights purposely because I thought if we're going to introduce this, I can feed off of what Kieran's saying. And then, once Kieran's finished, he's going to have the top tier aces. Then he's going to have the king. So then I get a better understanding of, okay, these were the players that was, you understand? So, yeah, I've always, this channel's got its motto, which is something a little different. And thankfully, Richard has come up with something that I believe is a little different. So yeah, I'm very grateful.
Yeah. Well, that gives you a bit of something to think about. I'll tell you. I'm thinking already. Jesus.
Right. That's
so.
Good.
What we're saying, apart from the worst is going to be a joker.
Yes.
So, but the next one up is a jack.
Jack. Yeah. We just can't keep it in order. Jack, queen, king, and ace is your. So, like I said,
I like the idea of that.
Thank you. I'm glad you do. Seriously, I do, and obviously, it gave me more work to do, literally on the spot. So I will show you. Actually, So I've done a bit more graphics and all of that on the spot. Right, let's get to the chat and see if everybody is clued up as to what we're doing here now. Right, so Stuart says, hi, Brother Titch and Brother Kieran. Looking forward to this, but struggling with giving marks. You're going to struggle even more now. The first half, West Ham were non-existent and Burnley deserved to go in leading at half-time. But the second half, West Ham was a different team. Then I replied, cannot wait, brothers. Oh, because I said to Richard, No, I said to Stuart, with the help of Richard Walton, the whole concept of our ratings has changed, my brother. Let the games begin. He said he cannot wait.
Yeah, thanks for that, Richard.
Yes, Richard.
I mean, it's a bit early in the morning for me thinking, but there you go.
Refuel, brother. I expect it's going to be a long one. Good evening, everyone in the chat. Right, big up James Bond. Good evening, chaps and chaperettes.
Hey, James Lee.
Big Manny says that penalty, stupid penalty kick could be the final nail in Burnley's coffin. Good evening, James Bond. Hope you're well, our friend. So yeah, Kieran, before we go any further, I will literally be learning about the game from you because I haven't watched any of it. So I think Burnley will boom. Everton. Let me just get through this. Big up Broski Hammerhead says, oh yeah, Savalize. Hope we're all well. Not the result we needed today, but still a point. I wasn't expecting much considering Thursday night. Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll just have to do normal West Ham and win a game. No one thinks we will. There you go. That's that's a bit of realism. Lawrence, big up Lawrence. Hello from everyone. Auburn, Alabama, USA. Come on your hands. Big up Lee, main man. You should get your teeth into this. What I would say is I'm going to put a graphic back on the screen. Get a pen and paper so you know how many cards you've got left. Good, thanks, Stuart. How are you, Stuart? Lawrence says, Stuart, brother, my friend, hope you're well. Boom. Oh, big up Harmony. Oh, Kieran, anything to say to Harmony about
Brighton are still struggling to get a point, aren't they? Still struggling, old Brighton. Turned over Tottenham and Arsenal. Jesus Christ.
Away from home, was it?
You get most things right, Harmony, but this one, nah.
We love you really, Harmony.
He gets a joker.
Yeah. Big up Robert Singleton. Says, good evening. I'm going to run through this again. Robert. Any chat? Good evening. Boom. If it's just chat, was on the stream. Here we go. Was on the stream with Daya earlier, and Ted Bakes was asking after you. Okay, and that's after Stuart. Good day. Harmony will remain old school. You can if you want. Of course you can do that. Yeah, I was going to say that. You can do that. This is a new. Everyone gets 6-7 today. No one was boring. Don't spoil it. And did what we could. No one really stood out. Okay, well, this is probably better for you then this way. Titch Kieran from Robert. Big up Robert. Lee, mate.
Yeah, Robert.
17 was. Okay. Lawrence says I'm confused. I'm going to say it again. I can understand why. What I would say is just in your phone, just in your notes or on a bit of pen and paper, old school. So he says about you, my broski, and the legend, fuckface Kieran. Brighton are a hard team to predict. To be fair, we're not. No, it's true. I thought I was number 10 today, and it was Man United and Spurs actually. Got any other teams you want to get points? I'll write them off. Right, so I'm going to go through this again. And if you want, you lot, just put a pen and paper or in your phone. I'm going to put this graphic back on the screen and just explain it again. Right, as the dealer for today's game, Moyes 2 subs starting 11 equals 14 players. Let me remove the comment. Sorry. I have dealt 14 cards. 4 of them are kings, 3 of them are queens, 3 of them are jack, 2 of them are jokers, and 2 of them are aces. Now, aces are the best cards, kings, queens, jacks, jokers. Now it's down to you lot to determine and why as to how you use those cards. And feel free if anybody is still confused. But like I said, all I would do is on a bit of paper is write down aces times 2, kings times 4, etc., etc. And then when you use a king, for instance, on Declan Rice, for instance, you just mark off 1 king, so you've only got 3 left. Oh, big up Wally. I didn't know he's here. Godfather Wally in the building. I've met some really nice people through YouTube, Robert Sinkin, and 99% of them are West Ham fans. Ace is higher than the king, queen. Yes, Hammerhead. So ace, king, queen, jack, joker. Right, let me get rid of this. And go back here. Right, you lot can thank Richard Walton for this.
Yeah.
So let me just. All right, let's just go through this one more time. Let me just pluck that. So we have an ace. We have 2 of these. Ace is today's best 2 players or performers, whatever you want to say, whether Moyes comes into that. So he's included in this. Boom, 2 aces. Then we have 4 kings. Do you like my magic, Kieran? 4 kings, people.
Yeah. Things fly everywhere. 4.
Then we had 4. Let me check. See, I don't even remember. Okay, right. So now we have. Where's the? There we go. 3 queens, which is obviously middle, average. We have 3 jacks. And last but not least, the reason why I'm doing this is we have 2 jokers. Now, all of these cards are relatable to people on YouTube. You know, there's a few aces in the pack. There's a few kings, even though you can only have 1 king. You know, there's some queens. There's some Jack the Lads or Jack of all trades, master of none. And then there's some jokers on YouTube. Some real, downright jokers. Anyway, right. Let me get rid of my magic cards. Right, Kieran, so you get this, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to deduct for you, or you're gonna write it down somewhere, or?
No, I'll try and remember it.
All right, I'll try and no one aced it today, so well, someone has to get there in 2 aces.
Someone got to do it.
Yeah, someone does.
I think no, there's a couple of aces I've got in mind today.
Listen, you lot, even if everybody was average or below average, just for the concept of the show, you know, somebody would get however many aces. If I watched the game and it was trash, there might be one ace.
The Joker will seem harsh on the player I'm going to give it to, but I've got to give it to someone, so he's getting it.
Harmony says none of them deserve any of them, so she's giving. No, you can stick with your ratings, but how's he plucking cards out of the air? Magic tips, you don't know. This will have to let your little one see this card trick, brother. What drugs are you on, Titch? Uh-oh. None. Right, so everybody, we are going to start with we'll just keep it in order for today's show anyway. Let me just bring up Lucas Fabianski. Now, if you can, just give me a synopsis on his performance and then obviously what card you're going to issue him, please, Kieran, and everybody in the chat.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it weren't the greatest performance today, especially against them being big and physical and all that. And the corner where they scored from, and the guy just pinned him, stood on him and pinned him back, and he was weak. I think he should have just smashed him out of the way and tried to get the cross. He tried to get over him and leaned on him and got really nowhere near it. That Rodriguez hit the bar with a header, and then they scored from it. So it's one of them. If you reverse the roles, you had Pope up there, which I think he was superb for them. Nick Pope, I think he cleans a guy out and stops that cross coming in. And Fabianski's not great at that. So not the greatest, mate. I wouldn't give him the Joker one because there's 2 players I've got in mind with that. So I'll have to go just the one up to the Jack.
So can you hear me, Kieran?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, yeah. Stuart said I'm on mute. Yeah, I wasn't. I don't know what happened there. Right, so you've given the Jack to Fabianski. So you've used 1 Jack. You've got 2 Jacks left. Right, so you're on mute. Right, James says, what a game to play when, for once, I haven't seen a single iota of the game. Nor have I, James. Sorry, James. But at least you're going to get the feedback from Kieran, who obviously did watch it, and everybody else. So I haven't watched it, and yeah, scrap that. It was me on mute. Okay, I was thinking, what the hell? Good one, Giza. Okay, so he's saying good. Right, Stu. Right, so the only one that's given a card is Hammerhead said Fabianski gets a Joker for me. His time is up, unfortunately. Right, so okay, sorry. Lawrence said he gets a Jack, same as you, Kieran. I won't put every. Oh, sorry. Let me give them the card. You gave him a. Sorry, this is what I've been also working on. You gave him a Jack. Right, there we go. So Lawrence also gave him a Jack. I'm gonna see what Stuart gives as well. Oh, Stu. Robert says I'm going old school. Fab gets a 6. No, there's no issues with that. Harmony says Fab's 5. Did okay. Not to blame for the goal. Got away with giving away a penalty. Clever play to not get cautioned badly for it. And now Kieran in a minute. 5 for Fabs. Unfortunately, I'm afraid, from Stuart. So what is Harmony? Okay. Stewart gave him a jack. Yeah, explain the penalty.
Yeah, Cornet broke through on his own and knocked it round Fabs, and he sort of half made a challenge and clipped him and ended up with a yellow card. Now, I think if he'd really gone and wiped him out, he would have got a red.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what he did. He didn't quite, smash him, but he gave the penalty away.
Yeah.
And Cornet steps up, and this is right on the stroke of half time almost, and he puts it wide.
Yeah.
He misses the penalty, so he got away with it. But yeah, I don't think it was his strongest game. And like I said, there were the big guys they had up front. He looked a bit weak in the air there and trying to command the area, and that's what said. Yeah, he would have been without the jack, he would have been a 6.
That's fine. You can do that as well, Yeah. Like I said, it's a new concept, so you can say a 6.
But when you think, oh, this could have been a game where Areola might have done better. He maybe would have done better in it. This could have been that game because of their physical presence. So it could have been a game to start Areola, but Moyes weren't going to do that.
Right. I'm going to get to the rest of the comments. Stuart's put up an interesting stat here. He said Burnley's first awarded penalty this season.
Yeah. There you go.
Maybe that's why they don't get them.
And it was of our own making as well. To give him the one-on-one with the keeper. It was all down to us. Okay,
right. Lee says Fabianski gets a 5. Lawrence's nice tips graphics are the best on here. Thank you, Lawrence. As always, nice. Oops. Hammerhead says, for me, Fab's positioning is a mess. It lets him down all the time. Not good enough. Robert says, should have been a foul. Cornet trod on Fab's leg.
Yeah, it was really hard to see that, Robert, because the replays I was getting, they didn't really give you a definitive one of them really slow ones where the contact was made. It looked like he threw his foot out there, and like I said, normally if there is contact, whatever way, and he goes down, they get a penalty, don't they? So, it's hard to say. I didn't really get a crack look at it in slow-mo.
Let me ask you something, because I was checking in on the Flash Score app, so I knew what was going on, but I didn't want to try streaming or anything like that. Did Fabianski dive the right way for the penalty?
No. Oh no, Fab was gone. He was already gone that way, and he still put it wide. He had that to aim at. He had 2/3 of the goal to aim at this corner and puts it wide. Wow, that was a miss. He'd already done the keeper, which one of them staggered steps.
Yeah.
And the keeper gone, mate, and he still cocked it up. There you go.
Okay, right. So I'm going to remove that, and we are going to move on to. Let's remove Fabianski. Let's move on to Ben Johnson. Everybody, whether you want to go old school or you want to, the new theme.
Yeah, this is where it might sound harsh, but the format we've got, mate, he's getting the first joker.
Ooh.
I think he had a really poor game. Really poor game, mate. I would have myself. I would have hooked him at half time and two foul myself. He weren't playing that well. He was creating a lot of space up there. We were creating when we were. He was getting a lot of ball out. His crossing was pretty poor in the first half. It wasn't beating anyone. He weren't getting past the first man. It was picking out nothing. It was his fault for the penalty. You remember, we had a corner and he's last man and the ball came out to him and he tried to pass it first time out wide. Kicked it, and it's straight there. Player who just hit a long ball over him, and mate, he's run onto it all on his own. You know what I mean? So his first job is to, when you're last man there, you just cannot give that ball away. You got all your defenders up there, for the corner. You cannot, even if it means you booting it into the stand. You don't let them have the ball because everyone's out of position. And he made that mistake. Lucky enough, we got away with him not scoring the penalty, but yeah, that was another one. But generally, Cornet was zipping past him down there. And this is what I've always worried about Johnson. I think he's a good little right back, but when we played teams that I sit deep and we've got to attack them, he hasn't got the pace. He hasn't got the pace to get past players to cross. He doesn't have the pace to get back. And it showed so much in that first half. He couldn't get back quick enough to cover corner. He was too quick for him. And when he was getting down that with space, he could not get past that defender and get across him. You know, some of his cross, he was just kicking it into the defender. He couldn't get, you know, that half a yard to get a whip a ball across. He was only doing it before he got to a defender. So, yeah, this is what lets him down going forward. He just doesn't have the pace. And the same could be said for Cresswell too these days, you know, because some of his best crosses are from deep, and he cannot get past players these days and whip balls over, very rarely anyway. So unfortunately he gets the jack for me. He was the Joker.
No, Joker.
Yeah, Joker. He was very, very average today.
So if we were going old school, what do you think you would have rated him?
I'd have probably given him a 5.
5. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, the beauty of this and all of that is, you know, on Thursday we was giving him high praise, and rightly so. But like we did mention, we ain't got no bias against anybody. You're saying today he weren't his day. So,
no,
you know.
I'd say see Leon, where we've got 30% of possession. Yes, he was good, and I think he's better on the bloody left anyway for some reason. But he's good because we're soaking up and breaking. You know, we're not trying to break teams down where he has to be up the pitch all the time and then gets caught when they break away because he's not quick enough. That sort of game suits him. That's why I think Soufal should have started today. That was my pick for a team. Soufal starts because he does deliver a better ball.
Yeah.
And we are more attacking with Soufal on the pitch. Yeah, he's not rapid either getting back, but his deliveries are such that you're not, you know, a bad delivery there, and then they're on the attack down your side.
Yeah,
he's actually getting the ball over Soufal. Most of the time, he puts in a reasonably good delivery, or he links up well with Bowen, little 1-2s, and little triangles. So he just had a poor guy. I don't think the game suited him, you know. And this is why I would have played Soufal.
Okay, right. So Hammerhead said Fabs is pony. His age is really starting to show. Sorry, ran over. Listen, this is it's an open forum for people to have their say. Right. Robert says an open goal in regards to the penalty. Ben not on it for me. Got a 3 off Robert.
There you go.
Hammerhead says Johnson gets a jack. He had a bit of a wobbly one today. Bad finish for the volley chance he had, but there was worse players in my opinion, which is good.
To be honest, I don't think there were. Myself.
See, this is we like opinions. Johnson was poor this time around. 4.5, unfortunately. Joker for me from Stuart. Johnson got a 2 from Lee. Harmony says Johnson 6, really sloppy in lead up to the goal. Second half, real threat going forward. Lawrence says Joker for Johnson, awful going up front. James says, I'll give an educated guess and give Fabs a king. Yeah, James, you do that because me and you is in the same boat. We didn't watch the game. So you can dish out these cards however you want, James, for the entertainment value. That's harshly Stephen, but I can see where you gave him a low mark. Hammer says, I think tiredness played a massive role today. All of our players look slower than normal. I'm going to get to that. Give him an ace. Live dangerously. Oh, there. Totally agree. Robert says, didn't see the same West Ham as Thursday. Seems to have an right. Here we go. Right. So, just before Kieran picks his next card, it's the same old story. Spurs after a fantastic 2-0 against Sevilla, we was dreadful. Brentford after a fantastic 1-1 draw, all things considered, we was poor against Brentford. Today, I looked at the stats. We had like 12 corners and all that. So I don't know how bad it was, but it's to be expected. Yeah, it didn't. The stats didn't look like it was. They really didn't. So. It's to be expected that these players are not. I've said it already, and I don't want to repeat myself. They're not machines. And Moyes is, and I want to see Kieran's rating later on Moyes because, like I said, I felt just looking at the lineup, he could have, and this is not in hindsight. This is when I saw the lineups. He could have made more changes after Thursday's efforts. So I'll be interested to see everybody's opinion or rating on Moyes today. But I can always excuse the players after what they've done on Thursday. So right, let me just boom all the jokers wasn't funny. Robert, boom, We weren't that bad, just slow and lethargic, as to be expected. Good day. Right, so let's move on to. So you've given away 1 Joker, 1 Jack, Kieran. Let's go to. So much stuff in here. Right, let's go to Balon Dawson.
Yeah, he weren't at his. He weren't like he was at Leon anyway. He came down a little bit. Yeah. When they scored, you could put it down in that Rodriguez came on the basically unmarked that's where Dawson was to challenge him, and that Rodriguez jumped him and put the header onto the bar.
Yeah.
And then it came back, and obviously then you had Weghorst waiting, and he's about 9'7", and he headed it in, out jumped Souček. So Dawson weren't his fabulous self, but I tell you what, in the first, I don't know, 5, 7, 8 minutes, he pinged again 2 fucking 50, 60 metre balls to the feet. Mate, 2 absolute. I'm going, what are you doing, Dawson? What have you become? You know, are you Franz Beckenbauer or Bobby Moore here? He was pinging a couple of brilliant passes from back to front, honestly. So yeah, I'd give him a Queenie. He's going to go Queenie for me today.
All right, in the middle.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle today. Not brilliant, but they did put. If you ever watch it back again or see it, they won't show it in a highlight show, these passes. But if you watch that first 10 minutes, see a couple of the balls he pinged, mate. They were absolute screamers.
Okay, that's good. Right, so let me just shout out Frankie. Big up Frankie for tuning in. Big up Charlie boy, as always. And Frankie, thanks for tuning in. Now I'm going to get back to.
Hey, Frankie.
It was right. James says Johnson. Ben gets a Jack from him. But do you think Arsenal and Spud's results made Moyes' mind up to go for it, Brothertich? I don't think so. I think once he makes up his mind, it's made up already. So I think, regardless, that would have been his starting team. Yeah. Right. Dawson gets a king from Lawrence. Robert says Dawson 7 must have had delayed concussion. Harmony says Dawson 7, not really troubled too much. Some quality passing, especially cross field, fairly solid. So yeah, she's obviously reflecting echoing what you've just said there in regards to his passing and stuff. Lee says Dawson gets a 6. Stuart says 6.5 out of 10 for Dawson, but expected after suffering 2 broken noses in the previous 2 games. Hammerhead says Dawson probably feeling the effects of the broken nose he got on 2 separate occasions. But Balon Dawson, Queen. So he agrees with you. He got a Queen from Hammerhead, who thank you for keeping up with the concept, and everybody else you're welcome to just keep it as the normal whatever. Dawson was better than a Queen, says Lawrence. He gave him a king. The man broke his nose twice in 2 weeks. No one's going past average for me. You need to dish out your cards though. Right, so you gave a Queen. So far you've done a Queen, Jack, and a Joker. Right. Moving on. Now, before I get to this player, I saw when I was on Flash Score, it shows you the commentary. Apparently, Nick Pope made let me just get him on, a fantastic save from Issa Diop near the end. Let me just put him on the screen. Should he have scored, or was it just a great save?
No. No, mate. It was a cracking ball in from 4 nails. I'm pretty sure. And then great header. Done everything right. Headed it down, bounced just in front of the keeper. The keeper had to go behind himself to flip it with his hand. It was a great save. He saved their asses. And again, what I keep saying every week, goalkeepers win you points. Well, he pulled off a couple of saves, Pope, there that won them that point. Yeah. Otherwise, they lose. No, everything right by Diop, and a cracking save by Pope, mate. God, if we didn't think we're getting Areola, that's a boy I'll be looking at, I'll tell you. Yeah, mate, he's getting one of my aces. I thought he was superb today. I don't think he's done much wrong. Absolutely didn't do much wrong. Yeah, he was good. He was solid, mate. And I say that header, any other keeper, you could argue if that's Fabian, that's a goal. Yeah, Good game, mate. Good solid game to back up Leon as well. To have, I'm delighted for him because we might be needing this longer than we think with Zuma.
Exactly.
We don't know with that, so we're going to need him to be on it. And I thought he had a really good game. Not a problem, mate.
Right, that's good that he's got an ace. Right, so Epic says we need to replace Antonio and Fabianski as soon as possible. Dawson gets a king from... Oh, no, we've done that already. Frankie says, you lot doing ratings and poker at the same time. So, yeah, because you weren't here at the start, it's going to be probably a bit confusing, Frankie.
We're all in, Frankie.
Right, let me just do this one more time, Kieran. Sorry. This is for Frankie and Epic.
I'll just grab my lead.
Yeah. So, basically, including Moyes, that was 14 people that took part in today's game. The starting 11, 2 subs and David Moyes. I have distributed 14 cards that you have to issue, evenly. So you can only give out 4 kings. So ace is, the best 2 players. Let me remove that comment. One sec, Frankie. We've got 2 aces. So they would be what you deem to be the 2 most important players today. Then we go king, 4 of them, 3 queens, 3 jacks, and the jokers are obviously, the 2 that you felt no. So, I mean, each week that could change on how you distribute that. No more than 4 though. But yeah, that's the basic concept of this, Frankie and Epic. Right, let me get back to the comments. And if you want, you can just do your normal ratings. We need to right. Hammer says Issa Diop played brilliant today. Put himself about, made himself a physical presence, calm, so close to scoring. King gave him so he got a king from Hammerhead. Did you hear what I said?
Yep.
Yeah, so he said he was, physical presence, obviously nearly scored and all that. So yeah, he got a king off Hammerhead. Diop, this is Stuart. Diop was brilliant. Won his headers, unlucky not to score, 7.5. Great save off a Diop header. Talking about Pope. Harmony says Diop 8 pushed the team forward, dealt with Weghorst really well, and on another day he scores. Unlucky, my man of the match. Which, if it ain't him, it's got to be one other for you because you gave him an ace for your man of the match.
Yeah, she's right. He's up there.
Yep. Frankie says Diop gets an 8. Epic says next season is another season wasted if Fabianski is the goalkeeper. I doubt he will be the starting goalkeeper next season. Yeah, I highly doubt that. Nah. Right. Diop an 8. This is Robert. 1 most headers. Someone compared the save to Banks versus Pele. Damn. On Flash Score, they was like he's pulled off a miraculous save. So I'm thinking, and I text Stuart and I said, "Oh, it seems like Pope's keeping a minute." So because Stuart was actually watching the game.
Yeah. If you see the save, when you see it in real time, you can see that the header's good, mate, and it's powerful. It's quick, and he done well for a big guy, Pope. You know what I mean? He got down there and got his hand and flicked it out. It was a good save, man. A really good save.
It was low.
I think he thought he scored. I thought that was a goal.
So it was a low header. I just pictured in a high header. It was a low header, yeah?
Yeah, he headed it straight down and bounced off the ground about 2 foot before the line. And then Pope got down and flicked it back.
Did he get it? He didn't get it over the bar like Banks, though, did he?
No, just pushed it out to wide.
Let me see this. Diop gets an ace from Lawrence. So he's same page as you. Diop gets a queen from James. Big up, James. Full house, says Hammerhead. Oh, he's used morning. Or big up, Darren. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, Frankie. Hope you're well. Diop gets a 6 from Lee. Hi. Right. Hit the like button. Thank you, Robert. Robert says hit the like button, people. That's much appreciated. Disabled team is changing from 7.5 to an 8 for Diop. All good. If it's chat. Big up Christopher Stokes. I'm here. I can't miss it. Big up Christopher and big up Liverpool.
Christopher.
They're in the final of the FA Cup. First half was, if you could dream of a first half in a semi-final against Man City, it would be 3-0 up. And, those goals mattered because, it ended up 3-2. So, big up Liverpool, man, doing big things. And thank you for tuning in, Christopher. Robert says Pope got 2 strong wrists.
He has. Yeah, he has, Robert. Yeah, because he pulled off another save with his left hand, in the first half from Bowen. So, yeah, he has.
Yeah. And Stuart says Pope won't be at Burnley if they go down.
You'd think not. No.
You'd think not, yeah. Christopher, big up. Yeah, man. Big up Christopher, man. Liverpool fan, and since he's was introduced to this channel, he's here supporting. So big up, Christopher. Right, so that's Issa Diop. Right, let's get my ace out of the way, and let's go on to our left back, Aaron Creswell, Kieran, and everybody in the chat.
Yeah, oh yeah, I've got to think about what's the names there, haven't I? Yeah, no, he was fairly good, but yeah, to be honest, he had a sort of nondescript game. What was frustrating about him was when he did get chances to cross, that sort of first time cross.
Yeah,
he sort of wanted to have another touch every time, and then they were getting time to close down then and make it hard, and then he'd be checking it back, and then we're recycling to the back and going across, and so there was a few times he disappointed me there where he just should have just whipped it in. But he did have a couple of cracking shots there. One that was cleared off the line by Tarkowski, I think. He was unlucky that it didn't, take a little deflection and go in. So he had a reasonable game. But just a couple of things were just frustrating me. It just might have been me. They just could have whipped that ball in a bit earlier.
Yeah.
But defensively, he was okay. Yeah, I think he got forward him. I might give him a. I'm thinking of who. I'll give him a king. I'm going to give him a king, right? Because I can't remember anything he done terribly wrong. So I'm going to give him a king. So I'm pretty sure it's between a queen and a king. Anyway, let's put it that way.
All right. So you're probably aware of this already. You've used one of each card now.
Right.
Of the five,
no, I'd remember, but I won't.
No, well, I'll keep you informed. You've used one of each. Right. So if you were to score him in the orthodox way, what would he have got from you today?
Yeah, he might have just got a steady 7, I think. 6.57, yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go to... Right. Hamed says, we should still look to sign Pope as a Fab replacement.
I wouldn't mind it, mate. I wouldn't mind it, Pope, because I've always, not just today's game, but he's always impressed me. And do you know what? You know, there was an interesting thing a Burnley boy said the other day. He said, now they sacked Dyche. Not only did they sack Dyche, they sacked all his backroom staff, including the goalkeeping coach, who is highly regarded. He's produced, what he's done with Pope and other goalkeepers Burnley have had.
Yeah.
He said, it wouldn't be a bad boy to fucking bring into the team, mate, as your coach.
See what I mean? They got rid of everybody. That's nuts. Right. Harmony says, Cressy 7. Another player unlucky not to score. Goal line clearance, great deliveries, especially set pieces, solid work rate, proved he is the boss in that position. Because by the sounds of it, Kieran, your only couple gripes were that he could have put the ball in a bit earlier on a few occasions.
Yeah. When you get to that point, you want it whipped in, don't you, quick, because they were coming back in numbers, By the time he had that touch and whatever, they had 2 in front of him, so he has to recycle. Just something I noticed, and I was going, it was just frustrating me a bit. Come on, Cressy, just whip one of your brilliant balls in. But he seemed to want to take a touch before he tried to cross.
Okay, Lawrence says Jackass, Jack for Creswell. Hammerhead agrees. He says Creswell average performance today gets a Jack. Creswell gets a 7 off Lee. Christopher says the team, aka Lee's the goalkeeper, was so bad. Oh, you're talking about Man City, I think. Creswell 4 didn't cross the ball early enough. That's from Robert. Stuart says Creswell kept going backwards when he had the chance to put it in the box. Gave him a 7. James says Creswell gets a queen. Big up, James. Lawrence has questioned your king, I think. Creswell gets a 6 from Frankie. You on Discord or I'm not?
If you question that, I don't remember him doing anything really wrong or having a bad game. I don't. Unless I looked it back again, I don't think he had a bad game. I just thought he was a bit slow in his delivery here and there. But I thought he had a good game, and like I said, he had a couple of cracking shots on goal. And I say, unlucky for the one to be cleared off the line.
Happy Easter, everyone. Big up. Same to you, Christopher. You would
happy Easter.
You want to play backup keeper to Areola. Pope to West Ham. Would you take it?
Oh yeah.
I would take it, but it would be good if we could have Pope and Areola.
Yeah, we'll take
That would be,
no,
yeah. If
we're
that
getting
was
a
the
bit
deal,
greedy there, but that would be the ideal scenario, wouldn't it? Both of them.
yeah. Who knows? Them fighting it out is healthy competition, exactly, and they both improve because of it. Exactly, it's true. Robert says Burnley don't concede too many, but they've had too many draws, and obviously that was backed up today by once again they drew and they only let in one goal. So, I don't want to say disabled. Oh, Creswell's a bit negative sometimes, says Hammerhead. So I said, AK Leeds fans. Oh, Leeds. TDT. Call him TDT. Robert, I have some vouchers for £50 for Specsavers you can have. Oh, that's for Creswell. It's okay, Chris. His name, you don't mind. Exactly. Yeah, it's true. Just call him TDT. Right. So let's move on to, you've used one of each. Let's move on to 1 second. We are going to go to the goal scorer, Thomas Souček.
Yeah, Mike worked really hard today, putting some good tackles here and there. He there were periods of the game. Really, you could split this game up into two halves of the first half and the second half. The first, or even split out even more. The first 10 minutes of the first half, mate, they were lively, but Burnley were coming at us. We needed time to settle, and after that, we were good. We were playing some good football, creating stuff. Everything. Souček was later on was getting more forward, and he was getting involved in the penalty area, which was good. And he comes up with a goal, and he was smart as well. Now, you know, all my days and most of your days still now, Titch, you can't score with your fucking arm, can you?
Yeah.
But, now you can. Now you can. So, cracking ball in by Lanzini, and the boy got a flick off his head, that Wecker or something, and it came out his shoulder, and he leaned into it, and it hit him right there.
Yeah.
Right on the thing, and he knew it was a goal.
Yeah.
So he was smart to use his arm. Now, in my day, that's handball, right? Yeah. Always, every day of the week. But nowadays, the rule is on that shirt sleeve, it's okay. So I think it was smart. He got the goal. So yeah, I think he was pretty good, mate. Overall. So yeah, how many bloody things have I got here? I'll give him a king.
Okay.
Think. Yeah.
Okay. So, king. You've used two kings. So, Orthodox. What would you reckon you would have given him?
Yeah, I'd probably give him. I might have given him an 8, maybe a 7.5. But he scored the goal, so yeah, an 8, mate. He scored the goal, mate, and we desperately needed it. You know, gave us a chance to win it.
Right. Hamid says Souček worked really, really hard today. Again, made himself a physical presence. He gets a king, same as you, from Hammerhead. Stuart said, anything you feel. Yeah, Stuart, but sorry, Christopher, and it's respectful, which I like. Christopher. Okay, I didn't want to say it because I thought it'd be offensive. No. Ace for Souček. Ace from.
Just call him fucking Shrek.
Shrek, exactly. You can call him Shrek. Like, you can actually call him Shrek. Stuart, and I mean Christopher, trust me, call him Shrek. His wife will laugh at it. Right, Lawrence gave an ace for Souček.
Fair play.
No worries. James says Souček is ace. Big up, James. Harmony says Souček 7 deserved a goal. Don't think he knew too much about it. Controlled and boss midfield efficiently. Good game. That's from Harmony.
Souček. I think he leaned into it, Harmony. Yeah. He just turned it and went, Bob, get hold of that. That'll do, mate.
Souček got an 8 from Lee. Robert says Souček 7, lucky goal off his shoulder, missed a couple of headers for goal. So, did he miss some offensive headers?
Yeah, I think there were tough ones though. High ones. He had a couple of headers, but yeah, it's a tough ones, man. I'm not going to put too much blame on him.
Right, Stuart says 7.5. Sorry, Shrek says 7.5 for Souček. He wanted to win that header and he won it well. Frankie Boy says 7.5 for Suchek. I will never call Stu Shrek. You can. Right, so we're going to move on. Kieran, you know what you've used, yeah?
Are you sure?
You might get to...
How many kings have we got left?
2. King was the maximum. We had 4 kings today. 3 jacks, 3 queens, 2 jokers, and 2 aces. Right, so went over the bar. Right, so let's remove your king, sir. And let's move down to Suchek's partner, and that was Declan Rice, Kieran, and everybody else.
Right. Well, he gets my other ace, mate.
Oh, okay.
And was he at his best today? No, he wasn't. He lost the ball a couple of times, and so unusual for him. But in that second half, when we had to get past their midfield, he had little bursts he's got of pace, just getting past a few players, and a little burst of pace can get you on the front foot, being left and right, mate. I thought he was great again, mate. He was really, really good. I just noticed a lot of the great things he was doing, and to give us more of an attacking threat. Where what Burnley like, they sit deep, mate. It's hard to break them down. It's not. We're not the best team at breaking teams down, but he gives you that space and opportunity. And him and Lanzini were really, really busy in there. And Lanzini again was trying to make things that little triangles with Rice. So yeah, I just noticed all them times he was getting us forward when we needed to go quickly in the second half instead of keep going around the back.
Yeah.
And then even when he was pushing through that middle, then he'd see Johnson out on the right and in space, and he'd play the pass. There was a couple of times he could have, tried that through ball to Bowen when Bowen's making a run. He didn't. So, but I still think he had a top game, mate. He, especially after Leon, how hard it would have been after the work rate he put in out there.
Yeah.
I think he came back well. So yeah, I'll give him the ace.
Good. Okay. Right. Lawrence gave a king for Rice. Hammerhead says Rice baby. Obviously, he gets one of my aces. Wasn't his best, but he's Decker's. Stuart says Rice did well. Carried the ball 40 yards in the second half when the team needed it. He got an 8. Rice is 7 from Harmony. Kept opening up Burnley's second half. Quiet first half. Got forward well, but didn't play his usual dominant game. Lee gave Rice an 8. James says Rice ace or race. And Robert says Rice gets a 7. Rice 7. Play as you expected. Maybe could have shot. So could he got his shot off?
There was a couple of times where it broke out to him on there, but like you see Burnley coming out in numbers. And he probably thought, I'm just going to kick it against the player, so he recycled it instead. But there was a couple of opportunities. It looked like he could have took the shot on, but he decided not to. I think that's Burnley, because as soon as it does come out to that outside the penalty area, they just come steaming out, don't they? And they usually do get the block on because they're so big and quick at you. But, it's split-second decisions, wherever he was right not to take it on. People can say that, and then you push it out right, they swing a ball in, and we score. It could have happened that way as well.
Yeah. All right. Frankie said Rice gets a 7.5. Stuart says I will give credit to both teams. They both went for the win right up to the final whistle.
Yeah, they did. That's true.
Right, we've done 7 players. That means we're halfway through because we've got 6 more players and David Moyes. So what I'll ask you is going by the stats. Let me just get them up on my phone. West Ham. Going by the stats, Kieran. We had 61% possession to their 39. We had 21 goal attempts to their 9. We had 8 shots on target to their 1. We had 8 shots off target compared to their 6. We had 13 corners compared to their 4. So if you look at stats alone, this would say West Ham were the better team. So I'm going to ask you, was a draw a fair result, or were West Ham the better team on the day overall?
No. A draw... No, I wouldn't say it was a fair result. We should have won. No, and I'm not saying it ain't our fault. The difference was Pope.
Yeah.
Right, he pulled off 2 saves that, maybe our keeper doesn't, and he got them that point, and that was the difference. It was a strange. Say after that first 10 minutes we settled, we were playing good football for a while. They were really good until the injury.
Yeah.
When that injury happened to was it Westwood?
Yep.
Mate, there was an argument there to take Vlasic off. Because he was so upset because he'd seen it, and I think the guy had dislocated his ankle. I think he was spun the other way, and it was his challenge with him. I think it was completely accidental. They didn't really show it again, so you don't know whether he'd caught him or whether he'd dug his foot into the ground and it twisted. But it must have been bad because Vlasic was fucking inconsolable. He was upset, and I think he was really busy up until then and done all right until that incident, and then he tailed off. So I think there was an argument to take him off there, and once that break for 9 minutes to get this sorted, and I think there was a couple of incidents in the crowd. There must have been someone collapsed in the crowd as well, because I think
happened,
medical teams out there,
Yeah.
So it all killed that momentum we had at that moment, and after it, Burnley reacted better for the rest of that second half. They were a better team than us all of a sudden, and they got their goal, and then they got a penalty. That's why I'm saying that first half you could split it into 2, and say they seemed to react better after the injury than we did, and where the break was too long and everyone sort of switched off a bit and a little, it's like when you got the adrenaline up and all of a sudden you got to try and go again.
Yeah.
Well, West Ham didn't do that very well for that rest of that second half. And Burnley, like I say, when I say they don't deserve it, they could have been 2-0 up. And I think, that could have been the game with that penalty.
Exactly.
Just for that 20-odd minutes that they played, they done well, played really well, and were better than us. And then it changed again the second half where we were far the better team. So, yeah. What was the question?
The question was, who was the better team? And I went off the stats. Now, what you said is,
we deserved it, really.
Yeah, I was looking at the stats. No, sorry, the commentary, and that was the interpretation I had. Is that we was doing all right. Then that injury, then there was a shift in the balance, and then it seemed like and that's what I took just from that. But you watched the game, so right. So, Lawrence says very true, Giza, which was about in regards to who deserved to win that game and whatnot. And Robert says on another day we could have won, and he done what I would always do as well, is correct myself. I would. Burnley won the first half, West Ham won the second half, says Stuart. Robert says that was going to be my question, Kieran. Maybe either should he have taken Vlasic off, or I think that's what Robert was going to ask you. Do you think he should have took off Vlasic?
Yeah, if he had taken him off there and then, I wouldn't have been surprised.
Yeah,
because I know myself, Titch. I've done my ligaments in my right ankle about 6 times, and I know what the pain's like and how bad it is. You know what I mean? And I don't like seeing when I see things on telly when they used to show the injury, didn't they?
Yeah. You look
and
away.
If it's ever an ankle injury, I'm turning away. I don't want to see it because I know what's involved.
Yeah.
And I remember playing a game years ago. I think it might have been over Wanstead Flats, and the pitch next to us, the guy broke his leg, and we all heard it.
Yeah.
Now we were in a real battle-heavy, tough game, and I tell you what, even on our pitch, after that, it was like we had been playing a friendly on both sides.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to really make. Cause we heard the crack of that boy's breaking his leg, and it affects you, and oh man, it's sickening. It's really sickening. So I know he was upset, and there was an argument to take him off.
It's not funny, but it's coincidental that you said that, because as you were speaking, I remember back when I was a kid, I used to go on. Brixton United was a team that I would go and watch, and they was playing against a team called Carib, which is quite a nasty team, and they break one of the Brixton players' legs, and I was young watching, 13, 14, and we heard it snap, and when the ambulance come and they cut off his shin, but his bone had come out and snapped. So I saw that as a kid, and that affects you for a long time. I was like, As soon as I saw that, it makes you think when you step on a pitch, out and snap, like disgusting.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Vlasic should have been taken off after injury. It surely affected him. He gets a jack. Oh, we haven't even on to Vlasic yet. Sorry, we're gonna do. We haven't even got to Vlasic. 2 people collapsed in the crowd today. A steward broke his ankle retrieving a ball, so not a good day at the London Stadium.
Yeah.
They're so rare. Impossible to find. Still like gold dust. It was a fair result. Missed penalty and Hammers very, very wasteful. You have to take your opportunities. Being busy or dominant counts for nothing. A Leeds United type of result for the Hammers. Good summary there. Yeah, there's one for 420 for sale. Westwood was literally screaming. Wasn't nice for anyone. Damn. You can tell he was badly hurt. No rolling around. Exactly. Ooh. I've seen people quit things like judo and kickboxing because they broke someone's leg. Yeah. Right. So we will move on to. All right. Now that he wasn't next, but no, we won't be next. Let's keep the order I had. Right. So let me remove your ace for Declan Rice and let's bring up everybody. Manuel Lanzini.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he was good, mate. He was good. I thought he was all around that match, especially in that second half, mate. He was controlling it. He was doing his usual little balls here and there. Brilliant ball in for when Souček got the goal. He bent one in. Yeah, he was good. He's good without being absolutely brilliant, you know. And but I think he's another one, maybe like Souček. A lot of his work goes unnoticed.
Yeah.
The little stuff he does by bringing other people into play, little passing, bringing it out wide, little flick, balls into Antonio, balls into Bowen. He go and then you'll see a few of his balls that don't make that pass, but he's trying to make that incisive pass. He's the guy trying to create. So I always respect him for that. And so how many queens and kings have I got left?
You've got two kings, 2 queens, 2 jacks, and 1 joker left.
Right. Oh, he's a king then, mate. He's a king.
Manuel Lanzini is a king. Big up
good.
TD5. Thank you for tuning in. And big up, it's Ollie Ball here. Thank you for tuning in. He says irons. Hamed says Manu. He was good. There's no doubt in him. King for me. He gets a queen off of Lawrence. Some of you might be confused if you just tuned in. Lanzini 7. This is Robert. Did not overplay it. He got a 7. Oh, sorry. What would you give Lanzini if it was a normal ratings?
Yeah, I think I would have been. It'd been on the 8 mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be on 8.
Right. TD5 says I raided you on Twitch, meaning when I end my stream, I send my viewers to another people's stream. Wow. Thank you very much for that. See, I don't know how that works. I'm on Twitch, but yeah. Thanks, TD5. That's crazy. Lanzini got a 7 from Lee Statham. How many says Lanzini at 8? Some fine balls into dangerous areas. Fab ball for Souček, equalizer, strong on the ball. So he got an 8 of Harmony.
Yeah.
And Stuart says Lanzini was fantastic. He's not about drama, just goes about his business. 7.5. Okay. Right. So we can remove your king. And now, everybody, we will move on to the player we just spoke about, which was Nikola Vlasic. Kieran.
Yeah, he's like I said, it's hard to judge him. But look, if I judge him without the incident and everything else, he weren't very effective in the whole game, really. You know, he started busy, man. He was trying hard. He had one really good run there that he came through in the second half, funny enough, that and then laid someone out to the wing. He, got past a couple of players. He was really, really trying hard, but really not effective. And again, we're playing him as a left winger, and he's obviously not a left winger. We're playing him on the left there. He's just not. He's not a left winger, and I don't know whether that's curtailing him. But yeah, he was ineffective. I would have thought, but I'd say he could have dragged him off as soon as that incident happened. I had a feeling he wouldn't come out for the second half, but he did. And it didn't surprise me when he eventually got subbed, because I was calling for it watching the game. I said, mate, he's doing nothing there. He's not affecting it. He's not we need someone to do something here. We needed a goal.
Yeah.
And it's like always the one you hope might come on and then do something special is Ben Rama. So he got a bit more trickery than him. But his work rate was good. But I'll give him a jack, mate, because I don't think he was effective in the game. We needed more.
Okay, Jack.
He would probably be on a 6 if I was putting up points to it.
Okay. All right. So Bowen, the first player in over 20 years to score 15 plus goals in a season. Wow, a long time ago. That's crazy. 20 years, 15 goals, Yeah, that's a long time. Hi, everyone on YouTube. Big up TD5. King Lanzini. Big up, James. Vlasic is a very good, strong player, but didn't work today. Out of position. He gets a jack. Same as Kieran. He got a 6 from Lee. He got, hope you're well. Oops. Robert says, Vlasic 6. He is not a winger. Tried, but got it. Vlasic, he's not a winger. Tried, but got it. Yeah,
got it. Probably haven't got it.
Yeah, he just said, same as you, he's not a winger. He did try, though, but Lawrence says, Jack for Vlasic. Disappointing. I am, thanks, Julie. How are you? James says, Vlasic gets a jack. James is doing what I would do. If I hadn't watched it, I'd let people know, but I would still be voting. Vlasic was again non-effective. He got a 5 from Stewart. Vlasic 5, tried consistently, struggled. This from Harmony. No real impact on the game. Think his mind was elsewhere. How are you?
Yeah, that's why it gets it. I think if you were doing that without that injury and how it affected him, he'd be one of the jokers, mate.
Yeah.
So,
Right. Hammerhead says, it's been more than 20 years, maybe 20 to 24, 25 years since anybody has scored 15 goals for us in a season.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. You'd have to go back to who? Cotty McAvenny or
Cotty. But do you mean, because obviously Bowen's only scored, I think, 9 in the league or something like that. So in a whole season, 15 goals.
Yeah, we've never had a 15 goals since Cotty McAvenny.
That's crazy.
Sure. Maybe Dean Ashton. I don't know whether he got up there.
He couldn't have done then. If he's saying it was like all them years ago.
No. Yeah.
Damn. That's crazy, man. Not okay. Yeah. I get you, Robert. We're good. Thank you. Right. So, let me get rid of your jack, and let's go to the man that we were just speaking about. Where's his card? Jared Bowen, Kieran.
Yes, he's good, mate. He was lively. I thought he might be a bit leggy after Leon, but he weren't really. He was working hard, running well. He didn't, have that much opportunity up front. But I'm just trying to think of, did he? Yeah, he had one really good. Did you? Oh, you would have missed the corner. I think it was our first corner, mate, and we done something different. Pinged it into Rice's feet, who was at the near post. He flicked it straight back to Bowen, and he's hit one, and it's coming cannon back off the defenders, and then Bowen's come straight back to him, and he's gone for the top corner, and that's where Pope has got his hand to it.
Another good save. Wow.
Left hand, and put it round. That was early on in the piece in the game. So he did have that, mate. It was unlucky again. Pope saves it, and he had a decent game, man. Decent game. So he's up there. Shame that he does. So that could have gone in and different kettle of fish. He's how many kings of my last king, is it?
You got one king left.
Who have I got left?
You got Antonio, Benrahma, Moyes, and who's the other sub?
He's my king then, yeah.
Fornals.
Oh, yeah. Fornals came on, but he made a difference. So, yeah, king for Bowen.
King for Bowen. Where is the king? The king is right there. That's your final king.
Yeah,
I've got
I'm just gonna bring in another king. Fuck it.
I got to thank Richard because as soon as I knew I'm going to do it, I thought Kieran's going to be like, for fuck's sake. 15 in total. Hopefully, he gets to 20. Yeah, that would be nice, man. Considering it's been that long. Christopher says, "I just love watching this channel. Great people here. Very nice people in the chat. And you know what? Yeah, I would try and try.
That's not a thing.
No, it is. And like I said, I'm always going to promote that. While we're here, like I said, I'm not about drama. I don't try and instigate or encourage any drama, and I certainly wouldn't want any of you to actually going at it in the chat. It's good when people's opinions and stuff like that, and of course, otherwise we don't want to all think exactly the same, but respectfully. But none of that serious drama. I'm not about that. I wouldn't tolerate that. But yeah, Christopher, man, thanks. That's a good comment. I like that. Yeah.
Did you notice? Did you see the thing about they had Tevez there as a special guest and brought him on the pitch?
Yeah, I done a little video before the game, just showing him walking out. Yeah, very short video. Yeah. It's only like 15 seconds, but yeah, it was a good touch and good to see him, man. Yeah. We could do with him for the rest of the season.
Looked fit, didn't he?
Yeah. Right. Hamid says Bowen's fitness is elite. Got to be up there with the fittest in the league. The boy don't stop. He gets an ace. How many aces has Hamid used? Trying to cheat. Or was that his second ace? 7.5 for Bowen. Worked the Burnley defensive line really well. Nick Pope is a spider, says Hammerhead. Bowen gets a 7 from Lee. Bowen gets a queen from James. Big up, James. Lawrence says Bowen king. Antonio should have passed him the ball more. Was it? All right, no, we'll speak about it in a minute. Let me just get the comments through. Bowen 7, shining light first half, made himself available consistently. Some amazing runs. Tested Pope early doors too. That's from Harmony. Robert says Bowen gets a 7. Some nice dribbles. Hammer says we rate in Tevez. Yeah, we can rate him in a minute. We will. One sec. Leeds fans think they're good, says okay. Right. Harmony says, oh no, she's gone to Antonio already. Let me not race that yet. Thank you, Christopher. I won't read that one yet. Twice, 2 Rice and Bowen. Oh yeah, I knew it. See what I'm saying? He's 2. Oh, sorry, 2. 1 for my bad, Hammerhead. I thought he was saying 3 then. Don't speak too soon about dramas, Titch. Yeah, no prob Watkins. Right, so yeah, we're gonna move on to because Harmony's put us there and I didn't read it purposely, just so we're gonna go to the final starting player, and that was Mikel Antonio, and then I'll read Harmony's after that. Big up Fresh Fielder. Morning all, good day. Thank you for tuning in, Freshy.
Hey, Sean. Yeah, Antonio. He had a half decent game there, mate. But you know, like how he played against Leon. I mean, he was fantastic against Leon without scoring a goal, and really didn't have that many opportunities. But he just led the line so well. He's so brilliant. He really was a 10 out of 10. Well, nearly. I don't give 10s, but he's today, the chances he had, he could have took, and he didn't. He had one really clear header where just more come off the side of his head than full on. He tried to bury it to the back post, and then it went over Bowen's head. If he was purposely trying to get it to Bowen, it just headed it back to him. That Bowen would have scored with his head. But he tried to head it in and put it 2 yards wide. And it was a fairly clear header, you know, at this point out. And then he had a one-on-one with the keeper. But Bowen fed him, put him through. And Pope came out and he kicked it straight at Pope's chest, I think, and didn't score that. So he had chances to score today and he didn't take them. But again, he won the free kick that from when we did score the goal. That was from him losing the ball, battling back, nicking it back off that corner, and then corner bringing him down. And from that free kick, we scored a goal. That was good. So He did affect the game here and there, you know. But he's finishing. Again, we know he's not the top striker, and if he was more clinical today, he could have been man of the match. You know, he could have had 2 goals and a hand in winning that free kick, but he didn't take his chances. So he'd have to be Well, I've got a queen, I think. I'll give him a queen.
You've got 2 queens, 1 jack, 1 joker.
Yeah, queen for him.
Queens. All right. Middle of the pack. We have a queen. Right, let's see. Let me go back to Harmony's comment on Antonio. Harmony. There she goes, right here. So Harmony says, Antonio 5, got into some great positions, caused real trouble and mischief. However, wasteful. She's got great summaries.
Yeah, I wouldn't say wasteful. I just thought he's not clinical enough.
Lacked composure, maybe. Lawrence says, thank you, Christopher. 2 right. Sorry, yeah. I don't know. Don't speak too soon. Okay, I've read all this, haven't I? Oh, yeah. Right, so it's Robert says, Antonio 6 should have scored. James says, King Antonio. Hamed says, Antonio, the greedy fucking git today. He was terrible and he tried harder, which made it worse. He was brilliant other than in front of goal and not bloody passing it to greedy Joker. Joker. So basically what Hamed is saying is that up until the goal, he worked really hard and was brilliant. In front of the goal and not passing it to Bowen is, yeah.
Yeah, he had an opportunity to pass one and he took a shot on which Pope again tipped over the bar.
Yeah.
Could have been top corner. He didn't. You know, that's the choices. All strikers, mate. We get this week in, week out with fucking Liverpool, don't we? Mane should have passed it to Salah. Yeah. Salah should have passed it. They're greedy fuckers, mate. What do you expect? Happens every week.
I'll clarify that. It's Salah. Mane is always for the team. It's Salah that he's the one that shoots. It's always Salah that's the greedy one. No, I don't see Mane. Mane's like whatever's the best option for the team, he'll do it.
These 2 boys get you 30 goals each a year, don't they? So they got a pass where Antonio don't. So
and he's desperate for a goal as well. Right, Robert says he needs to be clinical. He gets the Joker. He's even produced a card from Hammerhead. If you lose to Leeds, then you don't deserve to play football. Okay. Lawrence says Antonio did not finish anything. Should have passed when he should have. Awful. I think he got a joke off Lawrence. I think way too greedy today. Antonio gets a 10 from Lee.
I think that's harsh, really, on him. It's really harsh on him because.
Now carry on. Sorry, Kieran. Harsh.
No, I just think it's harsh. Antonio to batter Antonio about that. You know what I mean? This is what he is. He's a converted striker, and he's going to miss chances. But you've got to take into account what else he does. It ain't just about goals for him. It's a shame, but he should have finished one of them today. And there you go. That's Antonio, and that's what we've got. It's always going to be that.
Well, Lee has given him a 10 out of 10. Big up, Lee. Stuart says Antonio wasn't as effective as he was against Leon, but we have to remember he's a solid United and is understandably tired. He gave him a 7. I should have a jack and a queen left, says Hammerhead. I'm not sure. I've only got Kieran's ones, but yeah, I'm Hamid, I'm glad that you are actually, playing it the way it is. And I understand people that just want to give the normal ratings. That means the show should be twice as good. We don't think we are good. We know we are. Burnley's Collins had his card marked. Lawrence says, Giza, is he a striker or winger? Just saying. Freshie, big up. He's saying, hey to Lee. Lee, a 10 is a couple of goals. Hamid says, Antonio is always trying to look good and it's so annoying. Leeds fan, Bamford isn't greedy, is he? Why would you take Mane in Europa League final? Oh, sorry, Christopher. Sorry, Christopher says, would you take Mane in Europa League final for 20 minutes, then back off?
Fuck so
yeah. Yeah. yes. It would be worth David Moyes making a sub. It would have to be the last 20, so we don't have to take him off. And then that way we can cheat, because if it goes to extra time, then he stays on. But yeah, of course. One sec. Hammer says Antonio, he's a right. Let me just block this guy. There's no point. Like, there we go. That Leeds fans think they're good. He's been blocked too lot. Antonio is a right back, actually. Says right. So here we go. So now, Kieran, you have got 1, 2, 3, 4.
A joker and a jack, I'm guessing.
Sorry. So you gave. I didn't add your queens. 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9. 10. What have you got? Joker and a jack?
Pretty sure, yeah.
So why? Okay, yeah, you're right. Queens. 3, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. So why have I got 12 marks down here for you? Fuck's sake. Right. Here we go. Yeah, I've just somehow. Right. So we're gonna move. Oh. 1,
Yeah,
2,
14. 2 more, isn't it?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we've only done 11 though. Because Antonio
I think
was
we've
the
done
last one.
12.
No, we haven't done Benrahma, Fornells, or Moyes.
All right.
So you use all your kings, you use your aces, queens. Did you do 2 queens?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, you did. You must have a queen, a jack, and a joker left. Right. So. Yep, he was. Antonio is not a striker, and it's ridiculous. We have not realized that.
Yeah.
Scored a great goal playing right back. We ignore it. He's our striker, Lawrence. We have realized that it's just.
Well, let's put it this way. He's got what numbers on the back of his shirt? What's it say when the lineups come out? He's our centre forward. What does Moyes call him? Centre forward. What does he call himself? He's a striker now. Regardless whether we think he is, that's what he is. He's our striker. And if you can't see what else he does for the team, well, you're not looking.
What did you give him? Sorry, did you give him a jack?
Queen. What did I give him? A queen.
Sorry, because I didn't even put it on there. Right. Yeah, must have done. Okay, sorry. Right, I didn't even put it on the screen. Right, so we'll get rid of your queen. We would get rid of that. We'll bring on the first sub, which was. Let me get. Why is that there, man? That was. 1 second. Your sub was Benrahma. You came on obviously for Vlasic.
Yeah. I was calling for this because Vlasic weren't affecting the game and we needed a goal. No, it's going to come on, boys. Just change it now. The boy, I think you should have brought him off earlier. I should say at half time, I think you should have brought him off, especially with that incident. So I was calling for Benrahma, and yet again, he comes on, looks really lively, looks really tricky, and just takes too many touches. Tries to cross the ball in, doesn't beat the first man. Takes too many touches, goes back, tries to cut in across the pitch, and then it's too late. And then he passes it backwards. It's just every time now that he comes on, where I'm really hopeful he's going to produce a bit of magic, he does the opposite. He just holds on to the ball too long, doesn't get the ball in, and affects the game not at all. He had one bit of opportunity, the ball come across from in the box, and the shot he took, it was so piss poor. Went 3 yards wide of the post. I mean, he had a chance there to hit the target. It was, oh man, and he just frustrates me. Frustrates the shit out of me because I think that boy can produce a bit of magic, and he just doesn't. And this is week in, week out now. This is happening every time he comes on. Every time he starts, he frustrates me the same. Where I expect him to have that game to go, right, come on, son, give him the confidence and carry on. He doesn't. So I'm giving him my other joker because he just frustrates the shite out of me. And everyone said, oh, he tries, but he's not producing. It's as simple as that. He's not producing nothing.
It's funny that you said piss poor because I was going to send this to Stuart earlier. On this app, whatever you're talking about, they put it on here, but they put poor in capital letters. Trying to find it. So, these are impartial and whatnot, but they the same thing they said, poor from Benrahma, and like I said, capital letters. Lawrence says, no, Hamed, we have not put Bowen in as a striker. But Lawrence, the thing is, if you put, I did mention this, if you put Bowen as the striker, you then take Bowen as the right winger or right forward. Bowen is more effective, or has proven to be thus far, coming in from the right, working off of Antonio's hard work, and then, filling that void that Antonio has created. So, Bowen, if you take him from the right, we become a weaker team, even if you put him as a striker, because we need him. And the work rate he does defensively from the right-hand side, which is why I always said, listen, if you're going to play Yarmolenko, play him as a striker. I said this, before he came out and scored. Don't put him out there because he can't. He's not going to do that.
He can't get back.
Tracking back
That's
stuff.
right.
No, but he knows where the back of the net is. So, right. So Hammerhead also gave Ben Rama a joker. He just said that with an exclamation mark. No, no explanation needed. He just said joker. Harmony says Benny 6, very lively, added some real fizz, one real chance, but sadly he wasted it. So he got 6.
Yeah.
Ben Rama got 6 from Lee. Hamed says Larry Bowen isn't a striker, not one who can sit up there on his own. Nothing much from Benny, to be honest. 6 out of 10 from Stuart. Geezer, sorry, looking for a striker that can fucking score. All in good time. For now, this is ours.
Wait till the summer.
Yeah.
Wait till the summer, mate. We get one. We get 2, hopefully.
But you know what the thing is, though? Because we've nearly finished, I can touch on this. Don't forget, we had Hilaire, who is a natural striker.
Exactly.
But the criticism aimed at him was, walking around lazy and all. So this guy scores
by
goals.
staying in the middle. Stay in the middle, he got slaughtered.
Yeah.
Moyes don't want that. We've got to figure, simple as that. Moyes don't want an Hilaire, right, that stays up there in the middle and scores you just goals. He wants someone to help win you games, and Antonio does that. And it ain't just about goals. He helps win you. We don't win that game against Leon like that without him.
No.
Simple as that. It was perfect for us. When he's at his best, Antonio, I'll tell you this now, and nearly every game that we've been under the pump, like Leon, where they've got 70% of possession, that's when he's at his best. That's when he's at even. When we're counter-attacking, when we're banging the ball up to him, when he's holding up, bringing others into play, that's when he's at his best. Right? And against teams like Burnley, he's not, because we're trying to break them down. And we're not that good at it, breaking teams down. The results show that against the smaller clubs, the clubs that do sit back, we're not very good at it. But there you go.
Right. Hammerhead says Benny is a joke. His whole career in the Prem is a joke. He's a fraud. He gave him 3 jokers. He's out. He's put Harry Maguire. No, he's out. Harry Maguire stealing a living. Basically, him and Harry Maguire stealing a living. Robert said, this is what I was laughing at. Robert says Benny 4 always looks busy and he's shot, nearly hit the corner.
Yeah, exactly. It always looks lively. Always look, but it's too many touches going nowhere, and that's what frustrates me about him. Doesn't do anything.
Hammer says that. He says it looks busy but does fuck all. Bowen is better than Antonio and Larry. Could have had Lawrence shouting it at the TV. He'll be gone in the summer anyway, talking about Ben Rama. James says, can I use my 2 jokers on Ben Rama? One for Benny and one for... This is funny. He says, can I use my 2 jokers on Ben Rama? One for Benny.
Yeah, I'd like to do that too, James. There's a few fanboys that should get joked. I bet they'll be saying he changed the game when he came on. We looked like we were going to score, or he scored after he came on, and but he weren't. He was just frustrating as shit. That's it. And I can only go by what I see and what I feel when I watch the game. And my feelings were through that whatever 20 odd minutes he was on, he was doing my head in. I can only go by that. I can't just say, oh yeah, he was lively, and we scored when he was on. No, he done fuck all. And he does it every week. It's frustrating. He don't produce. As simple as that. I think he could produce somewhere else. That's what he wants to do. Produce somewhere else. Join Burnley and play with them in the Championship next year. You'll do all right.
Hammer says Bowen isn't good as a striker, Larry. We've tried it. Don't work. Him and Antonio overlapping is most effective. Right. This says, I don't know, Tismi, our Costa Timicas. Hi there, are you a West Ham fan? Yes, I am. This channel is open to everybody. So thank you for joining, because you're obviously a Liverpool fan. Hammerhead says, to play for Moyes, you have to run. Simple as. Lawrence says, I want to be angry, but I love you, Geezer. Do you love Lawrence?
No, I think he's an absolute tosser.
He loves you, Lawrence.
No, Lawrence, look, you can bang on about Antonio all you like. That doesn't bother me. It's your opinion, mate. You carry on with it. But I was just trying to explain to you what he does bring to a team. And if you want 20 goals a year, he ain't it. Right? That ain't happening. If you get 10 goals a season out of Antonio, you're doing well. That's what he's going to give you goals-wise. It's as simple as that. But what he does to bring others into play and through the season, that's where his value is to Moyes. And Moyes knows that.
Yeah.
And that's why he'll always be first pick at the moment until we bring in someone else that can do a similar job. Because if you look at Bowen, when Bowen is having good games, how many times do you see him back at right back, helping out Soufal or Johnson? Yeah. All the time, mate, because that's what fucking Moyes demands. And I see the same at Liverpool as well with Salah. The amount of work he does when Alexander-Arnold gets under pressure. He's running back, mate. There's no free passes here, mate. Just because you're Salah, you can stand up there and wait for the ball. That doesn't happen here. You know, hard-working, attacking teams, they have to have workers in there. Yeah. And that's why I do like Klopp. He demands that from all of them. All of them. If you ain't tracking back and doing your shit when you ain't got the ball, mate, you'll be hooked. And this is why you have Bowen out there. He gives you a lot on the right, and he gives you a lot defensively too, as Fornals does when he plays on the left.
Yeah. Right. Hammerhead said, yes, James, you led. And yeah, that was a great comment. Lawrence is laughing at that comment. Benny bashing, are we? That big up Darren. No, we're not bashing Benny. We're just on him now.
We are. I am.
I am a Liverpool fan. Yes, I watch West Ham a lot though. Well, I'm glad to hear that. And yeah, you know, we've had our discussions about Liverpool, and you know, everybody wanted. Yeah, everybody wanted Liverpool.
Greek. Is that a Greek name, Costas? I take it.
Yeah, because Tsimikas is the left back. You know, he plays sometimes.
All right.
Yeah,
don't so much notice with him.
He needs to learn how to lengthen his stride. Robert's talking about Ben Rama. Right. Benny deserves the bashing Dazza. His pants from Hamed. Hamed says Bowen would have had half his goals Bowen wouldn't have had half his goals if it wasn't for Antonio. Bowen has followed up and scored a lot of missed hit deflected Antonio chances too. Yeah. Also. The beautiful thing about football is it's opinionated. Exactly.
Sure is.
Right. Costas Timikas says Trent is poor defensively, so Salah needs to track back.
I'm glad he said that, right? Because I think Alexander-Arnold is probably the best wing back in the fucking world, right? I really do. But defensively, I've always said that he's not that good. And I'm an ex-right back, not quite Arnold's level, but I think he is poor defensively. But Liverpool don't bother about that because they've got fucking Van Dijk to do with a lot of shit. They got Salah running back. They get Mane running back. So he does have to do that, Salah, because he is poor defensive. But going forward, Arnold is no one better. No one better. Just putting the ball in. No one.
And that's probably why he doesn't really, he's not an England confirmed starter because of his defensive, maybe Frouties or whatever you want to call it. There are better defenders than him at right back.
Yeah, there is,
defensive.
God, it gives you so much going forward.
Exactly. Lawrence says Benny makes Joker number 3. You can call me Josh. Okay, Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Big up, Josh. Yeah, Trent can't defend, but you can't have it all, says Hammerhead. Right, James says Antonio will score 10, but calls another 20, whether it's assists, killer passes, or dragging centre backs all over the show. I'd never sell him. Big up, James. Right, so let's. Right, you gave your last Joker. 1 sec. So you have a Jack and a Queen. 1 minute. So the second substitute was, let me get rid of that, and let me get rid of Benrahma, was Pablo Fornals, everybody.
Tell you what, mate, again, he came on. I think he made the difference, man. I really thought he made a difference. Fucking, he was superb, man. It's just one of his crosses into the box. Was that when Rice got on the... Rice could have scored one of that. He missed the chance. Rice, he had a header that he flicked wide. No, Fornals to me, we just looked so much more balanced as soon as he came on, and so much better when he came on. You know, for the time he was on, mate, it was a fucking 9 out of 10 performance for the time he was on. But I'll have to give him the highest card I've got left, which is at the Queen. But I would have given him, you know, just for that cameo he had, I would have given him a 9. I think he made a difference to the team. Played some good passes, balls, held it, put some tackles in as he does, worked hard. The usual from Fornals. Oh, he's really good, man. So, you know, there was an argument for him to start, really, wouldn't there? But maybe he was the boy who decided to rest.
Right.
Maybe he thought he needed that rest.
That was my question to you, right? When I saw the team was basically full strength, apart from Pablo Fornals. So why do you think Moyes, if you are going to go full strength and you ain't giving nobody a rest, or was it that Pablo just done that extra hard running against Leon? Like, why did he leave? Why would you rationalize him leaving out just Fornals? Because he obviously didn't drop him. So why would he leave him out?
Yeah, I think because he's one of the hardest working players in the team, isn't he? Him and Souček. So I think it was just a rest thing. I mean, maybe he came back from Lyon and was a bit weary, a bit tired. He'd give his all, man. Gave his all. And so, yeah, I mean, I knew when everyone was calling for, we're going to really rotate this team in this game, it was never going to happen. With Moyes, it's never going to happen. We knew Fabianski would be a change. We knew Cresswell was coming back in. And I always thought there'd be one other. Whether that had been Noble in for Souček, which I half thought might happen, but it didn't. And but it was Fornals, which surprised me. But then again, we want to see Vlasic on the pitch because we want to see what the fuck we bought. Because up to this point, he hasn't showed that he's worth it. And I was hoping today he would. Like I'm saying, I think that incident curtailed that. But I give him a pass, Vlasic today, but he weren't effective again, and it's getting worrying that this might have been money not well spent. But Pablo, maybe he was tired, mate. It's the only reason I can think of. But he made a hell of a difference when he came on.
All right. So Josh says, we don't need Trent to be good defensively because we have Van Dijk, Matip, Konate, and Robertson. Just
correct.
We can only dream about all those defensive options.
Even that Konate, where's he fucking come from? He looks like a beast.
I think he came from Leipzig, I think.
Did he?
Leipzig, I think so.
He looked good, man. Another good buy. Another good bit of recruiting. Yeah.
Right, Harmony says Pablo 7, not on for that long, but got involved.
Oh yeah, that's the ball I was thinking of. Sorry, Titch, that Harmony said. That pass to Diop, that was Fornals right on his napper.
Oh, he done
Diop. That was it. That one. It was a cracker. It might have been Rice as well, I'm not sure.
So the one for Diop, was it? I just assumed it was from a corner, but was it from a corner?
No, it weren't. It was from deep, I mean, it might have been after a corner, came out again, and then he whipped it in.
Yeah.
And, God, I thought it was in. Really
Lovely
did.
ball for Diop, who was then denied by Pope. Very unlucky not to bag an assist. How a sub should act. He tried to change the game.
Exactly.
Now
he affected the game. Where my point is with Benrahma, every time he comes on, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He did affect the game.
In less time than Benrahma as well.
Yeah.
On the pitch.
Really. It says it all.
Right. Hamed says, Pablito, that boy is special. I love the lad. He got a queen as well, because obviously we would have run out of cards. Same Kieran. Yeah, same as you. Fornals gets a 7 from Lee. Josh says Pablo Fornals is underrated.
Not by us.
Not by Josh. Us, but I would imagine, other clubs just, they can't appreciate him for what he is. But definitely not by us. For Moyes, right, Hamed says, for Moyes not liking Pablo to now being what seems to be his favourite. Right, so that means he's earned the trust and respect of the manager.
Absolutely.
And you can only do that by working hard and also producing the goods. Stuart says Pablito is the difference when he came on. 7. Would have given him a higher mark if he'd played longer.
That's right.
James says, my last fornicating queen. Big up, James. Robert says, Fornals 7. Not on long enough and he was rested. And obviously he earned that rest. Leipzig. Yeah, he did come from Leipzig. Konate. Konate is English. Is he?
Is he?
Is he really? I know he's from... No, he said, no, wait, he's French. Yeah, he's French. Yeah, I was thinking, no way. And then Konate is French, says Josh. Did you hear that Leon interested in Diop? Yeah, I did, Robert. Sorry. Good, Frank. I'm glad you said that. So I saw an article today that apparently they made a cheeky bid for him. I don't know when. I don't know when it was. I don't know if it was recently. And after that performance against them, and then backed up
Yeah.
by today, you said, he had a good game again today, then, he will. The good thing is, in football, it's when you get an opportunity, and I've said this many times, you better make sure you're ready to take it. And I feel that I didn't see today, but, by all accounts, he had a good game. He was good against, and other games this season, he stepped in and he's been solid. So, he's still young enough and has the ability to get that reputation back. And, he's needed. And if we can get him back to what he was and, the monster as Mourinho described him, then, we've got a centre-back on our hands where we don't have to look for another one. And is he going to adapt to the Premier League and all that? So, yeah, I really hope he can get back to being consistently good.
It was a while back. I've been saying that this is a season for him to show Moyes that, he's good enough to be in there and compete for a centre-half spot. And there was a run of games there when he did. He shut up. He weren't that good early on in the season, and I thought, oh mate, I think you might have missed your chance.
Yeah.
Do you hear that?
Yeah. Harmony chirping on.
Lately, when we've been under the pump, down to 2 centre halves, he steps up again, and I'm going, please, Diop, keep that going, man, because we need it. We didn't even have a centre half on the bench, Titch.
Yep.
No, we didn't have a cover, which I thought was strange from Moyes, because there was no cover for the 2 centre halves, not even a youngster, not one youngster on the bench, by the way.
So that just confirms what me and you would probably think already. Moyes don't rate none of them. Everyone bangs on about a 23. Moyes clearly doesn't rate them. So not even put one on the bench.
Why wouldn't you have one in there for cover? Otherwise you got Masuaku on the bench. You got Yarmolenko on the bench.
Crowell.
I mean, we know Crowell is not ever going to play a game, right? I know that. I can't see him ever playing a game, right?
It's a joke.
For the rest of the season, anyway. He's just warming a seat. Why wouldn't you have a youngster in there? Exactly. And I know I think the under-23s might have had a big game coming up this weekend. It might be a cup game. So whoever he's, letting them have their best players in that, I don't know. But surely you'd bring on, unless he thought he could play Crowell in centre half if one got injured.
Listen,
I don't know.
If he don't trust Crowell in centre midfield, there's no way you're going to trust him at centre back. What rhymes with Crowell? What rhymes with Crowell?
I don't know, mate. Why is it?
Snow. Right. So Harmony says, if it wasn't for this card nonsense, I would have been tucked up in bed and enjoying some lovely Zeds an hour ago. No, you wouldn't. And that was her chirping.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, I meant other clubs. Yeah, I understand that. He's definitely respected, and he should be amongst every West Ham fan. But there will be some jokers. Harmony with dealt a poor hand. Why would Diop want to leave a massive club for a small one? Says Hammerhead. Josh says you can give you Origi. Also, can you have Keita? Yeah, I'll take Origi and Keita.
Yeah, I'll take him. We'll take him, mate. Moyes will mould him into cracking players. You'll be right.
One man's trash and all that. Wally, big up Wally. Back from dinner now. Have we rated Frederick? Harmony says, I threw the cards in the bin where they belong. James laughing. Bird sounds like a car alarm. No, it sounds like Harmony.
Yeah, it does.
He's laughing. Actually, Harms, you've got a tarot card kind of name. Exactly. The under-23s had a game against Liverpool the same time as the first team. Oh, wow.
There you go. Yeah, I heard that. So maybe...
I didn't know that they play at the same time. Okay, that makes sense. West Ham squad is small. Origi would be good for you as cover. And the thing is, Josh, a lot of fans did kind of want him. We did want him actually.
In the summer or even in that January window, we would have took him. We thought he would be good backup. I don't know if he was available. Isn't he going out of contract as well with Liverpool? Josh might be able to tell us.
Josh might know.
I think he might be coming out of contract with Liverpool.
And he works hard as well. He does work hard as a striker. Stuart says Drow rhymes with crowd. Robert says, by the way, they lost 3-0. So West Ham lost 3-0. The under 23s. Actually, that sounds like one of those fanboy jokers in the background, Kieran.
Yeah, always chirping.
Yeah.
Chirping a load of shit. Yeah. It's a noisy one, that. I don't know what bird that is.
See, James, I do tarot. I did it at Glasgow, etc. for years. Just do friends now. See, James knew. He read your cards. Origi doesn't need molding. He's already a boss player. Exactly. Origi is off to AC Milan, though. He's going out of contract. Yeah, so he's out of contract, but he's going to Milan. And he's
he's going to Milan. There's another one missed then.
Another one bites the dust. Right, so your last player, your last person is, where is he? The manager.
Yeah.
David Moyes, everybody. We know you've only got Jack left.
Yeah, it gets to Jack, obviously, because that's all that's left. But that's about right as well, because myself, I thought he should have acted earlier. I think at half time, I mean, he should have hooked Vlasic and young Johnson. Right? And that's what I would have done. I would have took both of them off, mate. And he didn't. He left it. And they were the guys to come off. You could, it was pretty obvious. And I thought he should have done it earlier. I'm not, you can't. I can't knock his team selection, because you might have wanted to rest Soufal as well, because he's back from injury. He's just had 2 games. You might have wanted to give him a break. And no, he didn't take him off, did he? He didn't take Johnson off, did he?
No.
Did he take him off? No, he didn't take Johnson off. But I think he should have done, because Cornet was too quick for him. So he made that mistake for the penalty. He weren't having a good game at all. His crossing was poor. So I think he should have swapped. But whether Soufal was fit enough, I don't know. But I think Soufal should have come on at half time for him. And I reckon, I would have took Vlasic off, but you would hope Ben Rama might have done something then in 45 minutes, but he probably wouldn't have done. But yeah, so Jack's about right what he gets. After he's made, he got everything tactically right against Leon, I think. Done it brilliantly. But there you go. He does what he does, doesn't he? He sticks with his own philosophy, playing the best side out that he can. And that's probably what he did. Yeah. I just wish I recognised where we were poor there with Johnson. I would have changed it. Even Fredericks, I would have put Fredericks on there, because that Cornet he was a bit rapid. Yeah. And at half time, you could have put Fredericks there to keep up with him. That, to me, that was an obvious substitution. I don't know why he didn't do it.
Okay. Right. The little owl says, which I respect, just coming in as a Spurs fan to wish all the best to Westwood. The worst injury I've ever seen in my 4 years of watching the Premier League. So yeah, respect for that. And yeah, I haven't seen it.
Very nice. No one wants to see it. No one wants to see that to any professional player. We really don't.
Moyes this is Hammerhead. Moyes gets a jack from me. Was expecting a few more changes, but it's right. Stuart says 7.5, only because he didn't take Vlasic off when he was clearly distraught. Lee says Moyes gets a 10. Hammerhead says that's not even a bad injury for football. Moyes 7 from Robert. Correct team, players let him down. Would you agree with that?
Well, yes and no. I think, the players that... I don't think anyone let him down that much, apart from, like, Johnson wasn't having a good game. And I think he was targeted because of that, with that Cornet. Lucky enough, that Cornet had about 3 chances where he just blasted them wide, over the bar. His shooting boots were shite. And just as well. But I say, if they did score that penalty, I don't think we get back for a point. So and that he caused that situation. So I think he himself, he should have recognised that and maybe rested him in the second half, bringing on Fredericks or Soufal. Fredericks might have been the wise choice with his pace.
Yeah. Harmony says Moyes 7 should have given a few lads a rest and given Okroflect etc. a run. Probably one of the last chances to do so. Got it a bit wrong today.
Well, you can go by squad selection then, because he never had one youngster on the bench. So.
No, but we've just learned that we was playing the 23s at the same time as well. Right. Josh says, I would take Bowen from West Ham as Salah and Mane aren't getting any younger. I bet you would. Yeah, I know that Liverpool have shown an interest in him. And we can all see why he fits right into Klopp's mentality of work rate as well as quality. He's got that work rate as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he would fit in there, but he's not going to get you 30 goals a season like Salah. But
yeah,
he would work. He would work with Liverpool. Yeah, see that.
Like Lil Al says, and I hope Vlasic isn't too hard on himself. Dude reacted exactly how I would have. Also, not sure what football he's watching. Was it a tackle by Vlasic, or like did he get booked?
Yeah, it was a challenge. He was challenging back with the boy who was running away with the ball. He was challenging back, and I don't know. Say they wouldn't replay it because obviously I think he dislocated his ankle. So I don't know whether his studs dug into the grass or he's made contact with him. There was no booking. No one was saying it was a bad tackle or anything. It was just a collision, and I'm not sure whether he just done it himself or he caught him. It's really hard to know.
James says, I've played my cards properly, but used 2 on Benny. So the Messiah gets the extra king I was accidentally sitting on. Josh says, best wishes to Ashley Westwood. 1 minute. Boss player. Wish him the best. I have met him when I went to Turf Moor. Okay. Wally says, yeah, we were lucky. Cornet missed his chances. Hamed says, it's normal type injury for football. John Terry injury was worse. And yeah, but he said he's only been watching for 4 years. So he might be younger, Hammerhead. Eduardo, not to mention Muamba as well. A broken ankle isn't that bad compared to them.
Yeah, I don't think Westwood's lying in that hospital going, yeah, they're worse than this. He's lying in there going, fuck that hurt.
But Little Al might be, he said in his 4 years of watching the Prem. So I'm assuming he might be, a youngster. Well said, Tamikas. Westwood's foot got stuck underneath him. Oh,
is that what it was?
Yeah. Okay. Harmony says, the worst I ever saw was a double leg break, career ending of Liam O'Kane for Nottingham Forest on Terry Curran's 21st birthday against York City. Bloody horrible. I was very young. Did you? I've never heard of him. Liam O'Kane, Nottingham Forest. I never heard of that name. I remember what was his name? Jonathan Bust, the one for Coventry. Was it Jonathan Bust? Was it an FA Cup? No, what was his first name? Bust. But yeah, he's a horrible career ending. Bust. I think it's I don't know. Anyway, I thought Westwood was challenging Vlasic, says Wally. Little Al says, what I thought happened was he kicked him pretty hard by accident while going for the ball and his foot dug in the grass. I wouldn't have even given a foul. Also, I've seen the John Terry one. Horrific. So yeah, did they give a foul for the Westwood thing?
It happened so quick, and everyone, like Vlasic, was screaming straight away, looking at him, going, and putting his head in his hands. So it was just stopped. The game stopped. I don't think it was given as a foul at the time, and the game just stopped. I mean, everyone could see he was in a lot of distress. I think he was screaming on the floor and had his hands up, waving for fucking assistance. Yeah, like I said, it didn't look good.
James says, Fabs, Cress, Vlasic, Lanzini. Actually, Moyes made 4 changes. I don't think he was at fault for all the missed chances. No foul, says Wally. No foul was given. Okay. Drop ball, I think Hamed said. Wasn't it drop ball? And Little Al says, yeah, it was a drop ball. So, yeah, no foul. Right. This is Josh. All this injury talk makes me remember when Ramos injured Salah. Oh, yeah, in the 2018 Champions League final. Doing what he does.
That was smart. I mean, that Ramos all over, isn't it? That was really smart. Cost them the game too.
Exactly.
Cost them the game, I think.
Right, so we've come to the end of the show, and I need to shout out Richard Wharton. Some of you might want to just stay with whatever, but my motto on this channel is something a little different. So, Kieran, how did you enjoy or whatever with this style of rating?
Yeah, it was good, but maybe with all the cards you forget what you're putting to who and how. You'd have to really think about it. I mean, it might be better to cut it down and just have maybe a joker, an ace, and a king, just for 3 of them. Yeah. Give because I think by just going by what the boys are saying and the girls, it might be better with they prefer the points system. So it might be best just to have maybe the free cards where you get, give your ace, give your joker, and maybe one other. But yeah, I didn't mind it. But there you go.
The channel I watched it on, they went to the Newcastle game as soon as it happened, so I couldn't say.
That's what happened to me.
Oh, James Lanzini played the last game, so 33 changed. Oops. Liam O'Kane was in the Forest side that went on to win promotion with Clough. Oh, okay.
Was he? Can't remember him.
That name.
I think I would have been. There goes for life.
But yeah, as always, you lot, thanks for tuning in. Anybody that was new, thank you for tuning in. What? One sec. Where is it? No? I don't know where it is. Yeah. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, taking part. It could have been 2-0 at half time and we wouldn't have got a point out of it. We got a point after another Europa League, a big night in Europe. So it's not all bad. Arsenal Arsenal Spurs lost, which in theory we got a point closer to them, but I think they are too far away from us anyway. But a good thing is for me is that Palace lost today in the FA Cup. In normal circumstances, I would have been rooted for them, but once Kieran had told me about that 7th spot and that, then naturally I wanted, one of the big guns to win that. So it gives West Ham. So really and truly, we're looking at 6th or 7th, and we're still sort of on course for that. So it's not all doom and gloom.
No, it's just disappointing not to take the 3 points.
Of course.
With the games we've got coming up. So, but it wasn't terrible, mate. It's better than a loss. Like I said, if he scores that penalty, we probably don't get nothing out of that game. Exactly. So we got away with it.
Darren says, take care. See you later, Darren. Big up, Darren. Hammer says, big up Titchy and Kieran. Great show. Enjoyed the concert. Yeah, I did too. And yeah, I thought you did. Same time as Tony Woodcock. Yeah, I remember Tony Woodcock. But I don't
remember Tony Woodcock and that. Just don't remember that name.
Right, Jane says, I like the card thing when we're a bit off the pace, but you needed about 5 aces and 5 kings on Thursday. Exactly. So, and what I would do is, if I watch the game, then I would distribute the cards as I felt. I wouldn't just do it. It wouldn't be the same every week. I think you'd have to sort of try and so per game it would be however I deal the cards.
Exactly. James, we would have needed at least 5 aces, wouldn't we, against Leon?
Yeah. And they probably would have been. Night. Oh, see you later, Harmony. And by the way, Frankfurt lost today. Good. But yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks as always, Kieran. And we will be back. Tuesday for Guess Who, the game show. Normal time of 12 o'clock. But yeah, that's it. Kieran, anything last words, or should we just finish this?
Yeah, bit disappointing about not getting the 3 points, but not the worst in the world, mate. It was it's a shame, and I believe at the end of that day the difference was Pope, and I even watched Man United. Their thing, they were lucky to get away against Norwich, and was it Norwich they played?
Yeah, Norwich. Yeah,
and mate, again, De Gea pulls off a save that really helped them win the game. A cracking save as well. And this is always my point is about goalkeepers can win your games and win your points. And I think Pope done that today for Burnley. Not that I believe it's going to help them because I still think they're going down. But Pope's up for grabs. Might have to go and nick him.
Yep. My final message is don't be a joker. See you later, everyone.
Yeah. See you later.